Well, tonight, pornographic websites could face new major restrictions after this legislative session. But as News 8's government reporter Garrett Bergquist now explains, legal challenges still remain. Garrett.
Dakari, at least 5 states already have passed age verification laws. Indiana lawmakers want to do the same. So far, such laws have had mixed success in court.
The bill would require any adult-oriented website to require visitors to provide identifying information, including their birth date. Its author says that could take the form of scanning your driver's license, for example. State authorities would apply the rule to any website on which at least 1/3 of the content is deemed harmful to minors.
The expectation of what an adult relationship or what a mature relationship should look like is getting a little bit perverted to the point where now kids feel like they have to do something and act in a way that's just way more mature than a 13, 14, or 15-year-old should be dealing with.
A federal trial judge blocked a similar law in Texas over concerns it could amount to government spying on who accesses controversial speech. An appeals court has since allowed Texas's law to go into effect while judges review it. Congress tried to restrict access to online adult content with the Communications Decency Act in 1996. The U.S. Supreme Court struck it down the following year, saying it was too broad and too vague.
When courts have looked at that issue over and over again, they have said that it will effectively suppress a large amount of speech that adults have a constitutional right to receive and to address to one another.
Ruan says the bill would give the state government the power to decide which websites have harmful content. She says a better option is to give young people more tools, such as pre-planned responses to unwanted content that shows up in their social media feeds.
There are less restrictive means to permit minors and to permit their parents to restrict and filter access to pornographic content, to content that would be obscene as to minors, without burdening everyone else's ability to access this type of legal content.
Bohacek says it's already illegal to let a minor into a strip club or sell them a pornographic magazine. He says this is about responsibility and following the law.
A couple of years ago, I had authored and passed a bill to stop revenge porn, and these same conversations came up then. Ultimately, somebody was charged both criminally and civilly, and it went before the Indiana State Supreme Court, and it was ruled that it was not vague and it was specific enough, and that was a much tougher situation to address.
Republicans have filed similar legislation in the House. The legislative session begins on January 8th. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.